FM KCAA Loma Linda.
Dine Out Show. Food critic Allan Borgen here.
And Izzy Bussy.
And I'm real happy because I just ate. We just ate. Really good Mexican food. If it's from Mr. Taco, I don't know if you've been there. There's one in Redlands, one in Riverside. I think there's two others. But really, really good good food, large portions, good prices. I mean, it's fair for what you get. But really good stuff. I had menudo, which, wow, it was overwhelming. It was so good. And Izzy had caldo de res, which is beef soup, beef vegetable soup. Big chunks of beef and corn and carrots and all kinds of good stuff. So anyway, beautiful day today, isn't it?
It is. It's beautiful
A
outside.
little chilly, but no complaints.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I think it's decent with, a sweater or a jacket or something like that,
Yeah. Yesterday you looked like the Nook of the North. You had like 5 layers of clothes on and still cold.
Cold.
And I was very hot, so I'm running around. If I could run around naked, I think I would. Don't even visualize that.
Okay.
Top part only.
That's not a beautiful
Yeah,
sight.
don't visualize that. So, anyway, we have a fun show today. One of our favorite places to visit and also to dine at is Las Vegas. There's so much going on there, and just when you think they're done building, guess what? They're building more. And just when you think all the restaurants are settled and everything, they're building more. So. To me, it's like New York or Chicago. It's like any big city. It's a lot of restaurants and a great Chinese Chinatown there. But anyway, we have a gentleman who haven't had a pleasure of going on his tours, but he comes highly recommended. It's called Lip Smacking Foodie Tours, and his name is Donald Contorsi, and he'll be on in about 10 minutes or so. And we're going to be talking about Las Vegas food scene and talk about his different tours that he has. He has a lot of different things.
Wow,
So,
cool. I'm excited. I want to try it.
That's good stuff there. So also we got some new products that came in that's unbelievable. It's coconut. When I first saw it, it was like coconut water. I'm like, oh, God. And, almond milk, too. It's all organic and everything. But really, really, really good. A lot different. Much, much more refreshing than the ones we've bought. And we'll be talking about that in the next week or so.
What makes it different?
Well, the one I've only tried the one, but I just thought, wow, little bits of pulp in it. It's a combination of the.
Oh, there's pulp in it. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a little bit of coconut pulp, but it's a combination of coconut cream, and coconut milk, which is the watery juice type of thing.
Okay, cool.
And what's the difference now? You're the expert on this more than me.
I don't know if I'm an expert.
The young ones, the young coconuts. That's what, like when you had it in Cancun, it was clear like water.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
when they're not mature and they're green on the outside, like you see on the tree, those are young coconuts, and there's barely any meat inside those, mostly water. So most of the coconut, juice out there that you get usually is from the young coconut. So there's not a lot of meat. So like if you think of shredded coconut, that's not where the shredded
as
coconut
matures, it's less.
Well, all the water becomes eventually grows as meat inside
So
this.
but it's
this
also
nut.
that's where the cream comes from, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, real creamy consistency, and that's when you scoop it out. And watching Izzy scoop out a coconut, I mean, that turned me on. I'm like excited. She had like 4 or 5 of them in Cancun, and she's like the expert. She's in the 7th heaven. I mean, you've got the patience for that. Me is like, okay, I drank it all, but I don't want to scoop it out. But I listened to you, and I tried scooping it out, and it was really good.
It's so yummy. I mean, I think it's so refreshing. And then the young coconut, the meat is like so tender. So it's almost like jelly, you know, like it's
got a little chew to it, but it's not
yeah,
much.
not a lot. It's just not a lot of substance, but it kind of adds to just the water itself, so it gives it a little bit more flavor.
Being on a beautiful beach with palm trees, eating coconuts isn't that bad either.
Yeah, exactly.
So, anyway, and then it's also for those of you who celebrate Chinese New Year, it's a new year.
Happy New Year's Eve.
Yeah, so
Happy
tomorrow's
Lunar
And
New Year's Eve.
Like all Chinese people or Asian people who celebrate it, they clean their houses, they do everything ahead of time. So, of course, I got lucky. Izzy, who's born in Hong Kong, guess what? Tonight, our date night on a Saturday, people ask, it must be really fun going out with Allan and stuff. I'm going to be cleaning the whole night.
Laundry.
Cleaning, laundry, everything. My dogs are like, oh, no, do we have to clean too? So
yeah, laundry, dogs, that.
everything. So
Yeah.
you're cleaning up for the new year, which makes sense.
Well, then, you get everything fresh and clean for your New Year's. Why
Yep.
not? I think it's a good deep cleaning. I mean, it's a spring deep cleaning almost.
All in one night.
Yep. Well, usually people start like weeks ahead.
Oh,
but,
really? Seriously? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Not us. So, but to celebrate that, we went to actually 3 of our favorite restaurants. One is Ray's Shanghai Bistro here in Redlands, which is probably the finest Chinese food. It's a top 3 or 4 in the Empire for sure, and it's probably the top 3. And I really like them. They're a great sponsor of ours. And
Yep.
any time now, they should be moving. In fact, afterwards, we're going to.
I just drove by. The sign is up.
Oh, good.
I
okay.
drove by today, and the sign's up on the street, and then signs up like on top of the building now.
Okay.
So it's getting closer and closer. They're moving to the Packing House District. It's Ray's Chinese Bistro, spelled RUI''S, Shanghai Bistro.
Great restaurant.
.net.
Very consistent, and I can't wait for the move. It's going to be a lot bigger and a lot more walk stations, so the food will come out nice and quick and hot.
Yeah, and they do make to order. Like when you order it, that's when they make it. So everything's fresh and it's hot right off. One of the favorite for Allan is the
Hot and sour soup.
Yep.
Really, really good. It's got some heat to it at the end. It's just delicious. Very satisfying.
And it's total vegetarian on that one.
Right.
Yeah,
Very,
and
very
then
good.
and then they have awesome like pork dumplings, like pork soup dumplings. They have the homemade dumplings, the goizas, but pot stickers. They make them fresh there. They have spare ribs. They have
They got everything.
yeah, garlic spare ribs. Sorry, my phone's going off. Garlic spare ribs, and then they have orange peeled beef that you like. Yeah,
You love it too.
I do.
So
Yeah.
anyway, it's Ray's RUIS ShanghaiBistro.com. Another one I want to tell you
.net.
about. .net. I'm sorry. Another one. It's if you have to go to a dentist, not everybody likes to go, but if you have to go, or you just want to go on a maintenance type program, like a lot of people should be doing, I can really suggest highly Dr. Maynard, Tobias Maynard, DDS. He's in the Redlands. I've had him for many years. Very, very good. He talks to you, not down to you. Explains everything. Very gentle. I'm talking about no pain dentistry, which is my type of guy. So I can't say enough about him. His staff are very friendly. If they don't know an answer, they'll call you back, and they do with an answer. So I just really like him. Very professional and friendly, and not intimidating at all. Very, very friendly. So if you go to their website, they're in Redlands. It's Pearly, Pearly, Whites, WHITES, DDS.com. So it's PearlyWhitesDDS.com. Good stuff. And the very last sponsor that we have a bunch of them, but we're going to do one more. It's called All Magic.
Oh
Paint
my
Bo-
goodness!
Mom,
Are you having a minute?
Yeah, we're talking. I have
You're
a lot
having
of
a
minutes.
senior moment there,
We're
right?
talking food and everything. So all body paint and
All magic.
but paint and body and paint. Never mind. We just lost them. I know. Anyway, they have like 4 locations in Eastvale, Norco, and I believe Fontana and Moreno Valley, and they're really, really good. What's not anything that needs car repair. If you need any kind of damage or anything, that's the place you want to go to. It's all certified. They use top professional equipment, and best of all, everything is guaranteed for life. Any work they do is guaranteed for life, so you can't beat that. So it's allmagicpaintandbody.com. It's allmagicpaintandbody.com. Good stuff. So one other thing too, we talked about another Chinese restaurant that I haven't been to in a long time, and I used to love them when we were near the area there. But it's Szechuan Garden. It's in Montclair, and just we were just blown away. We had a tea smoked duck, which was fantastic for only $15. I mean, it's a steal. It's a half a duck.
Well, we actually went to a place in Northern California, and it was raving. People like, oh, there's a huge write-up. There's tea smoked ducks. Amazing. I think for half a duck was like $50 or $60.
It was caca.
It was awful. Drier than jerky. And I'm like, really? This is a $60 half a duck? And I'm like, seriously? No.
No, it was
It was
marinated.
so much better.
It's heat smoked.
Yep.
What's nice is the outside's crispy as can be, so it's very little fat. The inside is very moist and chewy. It's so good. And that was a duck. We had the Shanghai rice cake that you had. That was excellent. They have a lot of
I
different
love
things in
those.
it.
Yep.
Instead of pork, we asked for chicken. They gave that with vegetables in it. Really, really good.
Yeah.
And then we had something called this spicy shredded beef. And
That's
it's basic.
Allan's like one of his favorite
Well,
there.
I like the idea of beef being coated and deep fried,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what it was very. This was shredded, so very small strands, but lots of it. Portions are huge, much too big than what they should be doing for the prices. It's unbelievable,
Mm-hmm.
and the quality is so good. We've had a couple of grub clubs there, and everyone loved it. So they have 3 locations: one in Glendora, one in Simi Valley. They just opened up, and of course the one here. It's been open about 4 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So
And what's that? It's Ontario, Upland,
it's Montclair.
Montclair.
Yeah.
Okay. All
So
right.
it's Szechuan Garden. Then go to the website SzechuanGarden.com. That's SzechuanGarden.com.
And then we also hit another place.
God, we eat a lot, don't
We
we?
ate a lot this week. I mean, like we went all around. Where else did we go?
I don't know.
China Point.
Oh, China Point. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. One.
Hello.
China Point is a restaurant that
Boy.
I've known about for about 17 years, maybe 20. I've had them twice or 3 times on my TV show over the years. The nicest people, Simon and Judy are the nicest people. Everything's made fresh to order, which can be. It's a very small kitchen. It's about the size of my kitchen, which is real small, if not smaller than that. And so a lot of people get upset or anything. So if you're in a hurry, don't go there. But you're going to sit,
Well,
relax.
it's made. You order it and then they cook it, right?
Yeah.
It's not pre-cooked. It's not Panda Express. So I don't know why people expect food be like flash come out.
Well, like a good example too is a lot of people. They had tons and tons of takeout.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, tons, maybe 50,
And people are like
20.
hauling out like $100 worth of food, like in boxes. And so, how do you expect one walk to keep up with the
They have
whole
2
entire
they have
restaurant?
2 walks.
Okay,
Yeah.
2 walks to keep up with all that. So food's not gonna come out in a jiffy.
No.
Sorry. But when it gets to you, it's hot. It's piping hot. I mean, our soup, we had to let it sit for a while because it was so hot.
And very good.
Mm-hmm,
So anyway, that's China Point. It's on Archibald, right next to Louisiana Kitchen, Cajun Kitchen, I think it's called, and just really good stuff. And again, those are really good restaurants between Ray's, Shanghai Bistro, China Point, and Szechuan Garden. So hopefully we did the Chinese New Year in 3 days.
Yeah, we did. I think we celebrated with all the different restaurants in preparation of the Chinese New Year.
Lots of it. So
Yep. Yeah, and then China Point's located 9028 Archibald Avenue in Rancho Cucamonga. 9028 Archibald Avenue in Rancho Cucamonga. And I'm trying to find their phone number. I'm not seeing it, am I? Not seeing it. Anyways.
anyway, you can find it.
Yeah, look it online. I'm sure you can find them. And it's on Archibald.
Good stuff. So, got a question about Chinese New Year. I know you're not the expert on it, but
No.
in terms of first of all, it's very traditional to give little red envelopes with little money in it. That's what they do, right? Number one thing is do that. Is that for adults and kids?
No, actually, it's for anybody that's unmarried. So if you're married, you give it to the unmarried people, which include little kids. Usually, I think a full-grown adult is not expecting a red envelope from people. I think usually it's the little kids. I remember as a child, I was so thrilled because I would look forward to Chinese New Year because we are raking in money and I can put in my piggy bank and put in my bank account. And of course, as a child, you don't think, oh yeah, parents have to outcome that money to other people's children too. So, it's like exchange of cash, I think. My parents give it to their children, their parents give it to, me. So it goes both ways. It's for good luck, and you usually give 2 envelopes, for good luck. It's always in 2s. So 2 envelopes versus 1 envelope, and, you put money in it. Yeah, not coins. So usually paper money.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Good. Oh, the phone call's here. Okay, Jill. Yeah. So anyway, there's a lot of stuff to it, and I just keep learning more and more from you, boy. Again, you were born in Hong Kong, so your mom was Chinese, your dad was he was Portuguese. So you kind of get the both of both worlds.
Yep. Yep.
So linguiça and egg rolls.
Well, we celebrate everything.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, in terms of food-wise, I mean, you hit the gambit between Portuguese food, which is so good, a lot of different influences on that, and then Asian food, Chinese food, and so good. So speaking of food, again, when we first opened the show, I mentioned about Las Vegas and just what's happening there is just the food seems amazing. And as I was looking up a bunch of things in Vegas, I came across a company called Lip Smacking Foodie Tours. That's Lip Smacking Foodie Tours. Their website is lipsmackingfoodietours.com. And I read about it. I was like, wow, this is fascinating. So I got a hold of the owner, and he's on the phone with us. His name is Donald Contursi. And Donald, welcome to the Let's Sign Out show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm already drooling just thinking about all the. We've went to 3 Chinese restaurants and a Mexican restaurant in 2 days, basically. So we're full but happy. But how did you get into it? I mean, I've never met you. I don't know much about you, but let's talk about your company and how did you get into this business?
Well, I used to work in the different restaurants in Las Vegas as a server for many years. I worked all around town, and I started to dine out on my nights off. And I just became an encyclopedia of all the different restaurants in Las Vegas. And I realized that people visiting, they only really have about 2 or 3 nights, and they have to decide the best place to eat. And there's so many options, it's overwhelming. I thought, to have the best meal in Vegas, why not go to the top restaurants just for their signature dishes that they're known for, and try another restaurant because everything is so close. Why stick to one if you could experience multiple? And I was wondering if people would actually be interested in something like that. And we started hosting them, and people were telling us it's the highlights of their entire trip in Vegas.
Wow.
So it took off from there.
Wow. Now, how long ago has that been?
We're coming up on 8 years, and as you could imagine, we have a lot of repeat guests. So we've developed a lot of new lip-smacking tours that go to various hotels to stay fresh with the latest and greatest, the newest restaurants to offer.
Now, let's talk about your basic. You have different tours. Let's talk about the different ones, and let's go each one by one.
Well, we offer these lip-smacking tours every day. You could be visiting with your significant other. You could be a solo traveler. And you just sign up on our website. We offer them daily. And you go with a group of people that have signed up. They take about 2.5 hours. The lunch one that we offer is at the Venetian and Wynn Hotel. Those 2 resorts are next to each other. And so we walk, and there's a tour guide that will meet you near the first restaurant to take you to each of the restaurants, talk about each one, explain the dishes that you'll be enjoying, and a lot of the art in between the resorts, whether it's little nuggets of information on things to do in Vegas or some of the art installations throughout. We have dinner at the Aria Resort and Casino. They have phenomenal restaurants all over there. We have a new one over at that new Resorts World. That just opened about a year and a half ago. It's
Yeah,
a
we
brand
saw
new
that.
property.
Huge.
Huge with a ton of amazing restaurants. So we stay all within that property. We really don't need to go anywhere.
Right.
And then we have a real popular one in downtown Las Vegas that showcases all the popular local restaurants, the independent venues. A lot of times the chefs are the owners. And it has a completely different feel than the glitz and glam of the Strip.
Right.
Still very high quality, just a little bit more casual.
Right.
And then we also have another downtown one over in the Arts District, a different section of the downtown area.
Wow. Which is the most popular? Or are they all equally popular?
Well, the daytime one is popular for people who maybe they don't gamble and they're looking for something fun to do during the day. The dinner one is like the big night out. It's like, I like to call it dinner and a show because it's not just eating, it's also entertaining. That one has an option after the lip smacking tour for a helicopter flight over the Strip. That's offered nightly. I like to call it the cherry on top or dessert after dessert.
That's good.
So that one's quite popular, especially for birthdays, anniversaries, that sort of thing.
What about in Chinatown? Because I was surprised too. Every time I go there, it's getting bigger and bigger, and it's becoming quite a place to go. And a lot of great restaurants there. And I know for a lot of people, they're intimidated. They don't know what to order, what to do. Is that something you do, or have you thought about doing?
We do. So Chinatown has exploded with amazing
Yep.
restaurants. They're all packed in different strip malls. Very unassuming. Once you enter through the doors, it's a whole experience because they've really done a great job at a lot of these hidden gems. And it's not all Asian cuisine in Chinatown any longer. Spanish, French, Asian, of course, New American. And we have a tour in Chinatown through our sister company, which is a self-guided food tour.
Okay.
So that company is called Finger Licking Foodie Tours, and that one's private, takes a minimum of 2 people in your party. There's more flexible times of the day that you can go, and you just check in with the hostess at each restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
They get you seated, you're no waiting for your table. They serve you the tasting menu of the signature dishes, and then the bill's already paid because you pre-purchased the Finger Licking Foodie Tour through that website.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes to 3 different very popular restaurants in Chinatown. And we also have that self-guided tour in different hotels and different parts of Las Vegas.
Right. One thing you mentioned was local places, and we not too long ago we went to the Palace Station, and I've been there many times in the past, and it was okay, nothing fancy, but affordable and everything. This last time was absolutely, it blew us away. Izzy, my co-host, first of all, I forgot to introduce you. Sorry, Don. But Izzy, why don't you tell them a little bit about Palace Station? That was amazing.
Yeah, I was really impressed because, at the cafe, usually Casino Cafe, they have good food. They're decent, it passes. But their food's like phenomenal. It's like fresh. They have
very creative,
very neat, everything's made in-house. Even their blends, all their sauces they make themselves. They don't buy anything ready-made. So I was super impressed. We shared some of the photos on our website and Instagram of all the photos, all the foods we tasted. And, it was just over the top, I thought, being a cafe.
right?
And then, of course, on top of that, they have other restaurants.
The Charcoal Steakhouse was... the steaks rivaled anything we had on the Strip ever.
Yeah.
So, Izzy's been everywhere on all the high-end places she's been to, and she was shocked. This is just as good. So.
And the price tag is way lower than you would pay somewhere else. So it was like more bang for your buck, and then I think the experience just as pleasant. So.
Right, and that's what I think these tours are about. Is a lot of times people eat at the same places over and over, and I think it's great to try new things, and that's what makes these food tours so neat. It's time to kill. You're going to need time anyway there. And just come in, and it makes the experience a lot better. People are going there not just to gamble. It's a destination spot for eating and just, kicking back and everything. And anyway.
Well, I think there's such a diverse food scene in Las Vegas.
Right.
And they get visitors from all over the world visiting there, right? Mm-hmm. So it really is, a destination to try a little bit of everything.
Plus around the surrounding areas like Henderson and stuff, we found some great ones. So, but we're talking to Donald Contursi, who is the president of Lip Smacking Foodie Tours. That's Lip, L-I-P, Smacking, S-M-A-C-K-I-N-G, foodietours.com. And Donald, do you agree with what we're saying, or you can disagree too? But don't you agree that some of the local places are things that people often overlook and are just really fantastic?
Well, they're very popular with the locals,
right.
But if you're not local, you're not going to see a billboard for them.
Right.
So you really have to be in the know, and that's where our tours come in because you don't have to think. We've already sorted it all out for you. We take you to the hottest restaurants, and you don't have to worry about a reservation. They have your table reserved. You go right in, and you're sat immediately, and the food comes out within minutes, hot, fresh. So it has this VIP experience in addition to taking you to all these hidden gems that maybe you wouldn't have discovered on your own.
Right.
So it's a very all-encompassing, fun experience way to dine. We definitely recommend it on your first night because you could explore the neighborhood or the restaurants maybe you want to revisit, or your tour guide can assist you with recommendations because our tour guides are very insightful. They know the food scene out here very well. So if you ask them, where can I go for fresh seafood or the best steakhouse in Vegas, they'll be able to point you in the right direction, and that's invaluable as long as you're speaking to somebody that really knows their backyard.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of backyards, got a question for you. Maybe put you on the spot here a little bit. What are some of the local hangouts that are just amazing in terms of quality of food, fun experiences, and just that if you come, you highly recommend? You know, I know it's a lot of different ones you have, but what are some of your top picks for local ones?
Well, you know, you're going to say I'm biased because I'm going to mention restaurants on our tours,
Right.
but our tours are certainly curated to feature the best restaurants.
Best of the best,
so
right.
It only makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, one that a lot of people are familiar with that is a local restaurant, but people that are staying on the Strip, they jump in an Uber all the time. The place is packed. It's called Esther's Kitchen in the
I've
Arts
heard about
District
that.
downtown.
Yes.
We heard about her.
James Trees, the owner-operator chef, was nominated by the James Beard Foundation.
Wow.
So, you know, that right there says a lot. The place is packed. All the pastas are made in-house from scratch.
Oh.
They're very passionate with what they're doing down there. They're always changing the menu with the seasons. Their desserts are incredible. Their cocktail menu is amazing. Esther's Kitchen is phenomenal.
Okay.
Another one that is off Strip that is on our other tour is called Parson Kitchen. They were one of the first ones to open up in this neighborhood of Fremont East. Now they've expanded to a location in Utah and right outside of Atlanta, Georgia. Comfort food. But they use these comfort dishes as a way to introduce you to new ingredients. Again, they're on our lip smacking tour. They're serving deviled eggs with caviar. So it's like an elevated comfort food where it's just an amazing place.
Right.
But again, if it's stuck in an old motel that they, rather than knock down, they revitalized. So it's a 50s motel that's been all redone, and this beautiful restaurant is hidden inside what you would think as you drive past is a motel.
That's
when
called,
really
Wow,
it's just
that's
a
cool.
refinished older building.
and it's called Parsons?
Carson Kitchen.
Parson or Carson?
Carson.
Carson, okay.
C-A-R-S-O-N.
Okay, cool. Okay, what else? Anything else good?
Also
Put you on the
on
spot.
the Strip, one of my favorites, again, on one of our lip smacking tours, Estiatorio Milos, which is a Greek restaurant.
Ooh.
They have locations in Montreal, Canada, Athens, Greece,
Oh, wow.
New York, Los Cabos, Mexico. They fly their fish in from Greece almost on a daily basis. So when you go, if you're into fresh fish, they could do it sashimi, they could do it salt crust, where they carve it tableside. But you're not going to see salmon or any of these fish from the U.S. They're all Mediterranean fish. So it's a great way to eat like you're in Greece, where they import all the high-quality ingredients as well as fish on a daily basis from across the world.
That's impressive.
That's called Milos,
Milos, M-I-L-O?
with an S at the end.
Yeah. Wow. I'm writing it down here, so cool.
Well, we should just book a tour, go try these places out.
Exactly. So now when we come in town, we'll definitely go on one of your tours. It sounds wonderful. And again, the name of the tour, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Be sure you come hungry because it's not just one dish at each restaurant. We serve 3 to 4 signature dishes. This way, in case you don't want to eat a dish, you're still going to leave stuff.
Donald,
And
you
get the
don't
beverage package.
you don't know us, but first of all, for 27 years, I've been doing reviews of restaurants on PBS. We're talking about anywhere from 7 to 10 dishes, and that's at one. We do 2 restaurants a day. We film, so that's at least 20
8 to
items.
8.
Sometimes even more. They keep bringing food out sometimes. So it's not uncommon. Sometimes we'll go out eating 3, 4, 5. One night we went to like 5 different restaurants and just had 2 or 3 things from each one. So that's
In that case, I think you're best suited for our ultimate steakhouse story, which takes you to 3 steakhouses in Vegas, a limousine in between each one. That one is the bells and whistles.
well, that would be a great one for people for either a fancy date or proposal or anniversary or special birthday. That would be a great one.
Yeah, we get the table over at the Bellagio, the steakhouse called Prime, right on the outdoor terrace that overlooks the fountains.
Oh,
They're
wow.
going off as you're enjoying dinner. That's amazing, right at sunset too.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's hard to get reservations. I mean, some of these restaurants, I mean, if you try to do it on your own, sometimes, the waiting list is quite long. So it's amazing to have, somebody that can actually arrange all that for you and try different restaurants.
Right.
Oh
Again,
yeah, we escort you right in. There's no waiting, no checking in with the hostess. You literally walk right into the restaurant to your table, and it's prime seating. It's all about elevated dining and VIP because that's, people, they want a special experience when they come to Vegas, and there's so many things you can do.
Mm-hmm.
It's just challenging when you have to narrow down which restaurant you're going to pick. And then when you get there, hopefully you select the correct dishes that the restaurant, is more famous for.
right.
Ooh.
Now your website is lipsmackingfoodie, FOODIE tours.com. And on the website, all the information's there, and they can give you a call, and you can talk with them and any information or anything. And in terms of the food scene in Vegas, how long have you lived in Vegas?
I've been here now 21 years, and
Oh.
I've worked in restaurants for about 12.
Okay, so you've been around for a while. Isn't it amazing? I mean, I'm still shocked every time I go. I mean, I would think everything's taken care of already. They're not building anymore. It's amazing how much construction has been going on, even during the pandemic. And I mean, is it surprising to you, or is it a wowing experience still to you living there?
It is. There's still new resorts opening. Like I mentioned, Resorts
World.
World, $4.2 billion. There's always new restaurants opening. But, that's what's great about Las Vegas is you could continue to return, and there's always something new. It doesn't get stale. It's always, always something new, whether it's live residencies from famous musicians. You have the day clubs, if you're into that, for the party or even at night. The restaurants, of course. And so, yeah, we're always, coming up with new ways to stay fresh and exciting to draw people to Las Vegas.
We went to see a rock group, Godsmack, at Henderson. It was the first time they had a rock concert there, and that's a fairly new facility. It was fantastic. The sound, the seating was amazing. Anywhere you sat, you could see everything, and we were just very impressed. I mean, everywhere we've gone there is just amazing. And the nice thing, too, a lot of people think that it's a lot of traffic, and yeah, it can be, but guess what? Just take the freeway anywhere from Redlands or Riverside, anywhere you go, it's like that. But there's so many, you just take side streets and, take your time and you'll get there. I mean,
take an Uber, even better.
Or Uber, yeah, that's a good thing, too.
You decide to party or whatever, you don't have to worry about
Yep,
driving.
that's true. In terms of future, what do you see? Do you see any trends happening in Vegas for the future?
Well, a big trend that's been happening over the past few years is those off-strip restaurants. The glitz and glam of the Las Vegas Strip is very exciting,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also very exciting to take one night, jump in an Uber, and go to a super, popular gem that you maybe wouldn't find in a resort. They could get a little bit more creativity, and they could be a little bit more unique. So that's been a big trend for people wanting to discover, chef-owned establishments.
Mm-hmm.
Another big thing that we have is, conventions. Las Vegas draws a lot of conventions because there is something for everybody to do out here. So, it's appealing when they host their event in Las Vegas. And, they're always looking for fun client events or team building or, when the trade show lets out. So Las Vegas has come up with a lot of, group entertainment experiences. Of course, we do really well with lip-smacking tours because, everybody loves to eat.
Right.
So that one's a popular one. But other things like Topgolf and all these, immersive experiences. There's Area 15 where you basically walk through this big building and explore. And so it's almost like a museum, but a little bit cooler than that. We also have the Mob Museum. Another interesting thing located downtown where you hear about the history
That's
of the mob.
very, very good. Highly recommend that one.
Yeah, so there are a lot of experiences, which is the trend. People, they want to have something that they could remember, not just purchase something, but something that they could reflect on and remember. Yeah, I did that when I was in Vegas, or
Right.
whether it's driving those race cars around the track or, zip lining down the strip.
Strip.
All that's possible out here.
Wow. The other thing, too, which really, really was nice, the people are so friendly. My aunt and uncle used to live there, and they were just telling me how close knit the whole community is. And unfortunately, with the massacre they had there not too long ago, it's even more now. But I've heard nothing about just great people there are just so friendly. And you know, a lot of people who are there, they've lived there for a long time, but you have a lot of influx of people. I think 70% I heard of people moving from California moved to Vegas and Henderson, and which is one of us. We'll be moving there one day soon, hopefully. But I think that's an important thing too, because everyone's close knit. They really care about each other, and every restaurant seems to really care. It's not just going through the motions. Where I see that with other restaurants throughout the country, other places. But here, I just got the feeling, almost like when we were in Greece or Italy, they really care about the food. And I see that with the Vegas crowd there, that the restaurant scene, they really take it seriously, and especially the pizzas there. Now, I've been a judge the last 8 years at the International Pizza Expo, which is in Vegas. And over those 8 years, it's amazing how many great, fantastic pizza restaurant parlors have opened up, like Metro Pizza and Good Pie, and just amazing. And do you do anything like that? Any kind of tours of specialty restaurants like Pizza Tour?
We just did a pizza tour, matter of fact. We went to Evil Pie, we went to Metro Pizza, and Pizza Rock. Those we think
Pizza
are the
Rock,
three top pizzerias in Vegas.
Yeah, Tony.
And we did have to arrange a shuttle because they weren't close enough. But it was a fun event. Each pizzeria did two different styles. Over at Metro Pizza, everybody received a dough ball and got learned how to, push it out into a pizza crust. We did a sauce tasting at another. We recently did a different one with the top 3 barbecue places in Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
So we're always creating these new fun events, to showcase all of these amazing places that are throughout Las Vegas.
Right. When you were in Vegas, was it Chris Decker from Metro or John Arena? Who led that one?
John Arena was there for us. Yeah,
okay.
He got on a microphone and walked everybody through how to press the dough out and toss it into the air, add the flour. It was a lot of fun.
That's
Everybody got to have that experience.
Wow, that's just amazing. Now, in terms of your future, if you can talk, can you tell us about some of the things that you're looking at doing, or any improvements, or anything you're adding on to it? Any new tours?
So it's interesting because we do, as I mentioned, we host a lot of corporate groups. They're looking to entertain, and they've actually asked us to host this experience in a different city where their event takes place. And so we've done about seven other cities. California, we've done Santa Monica, San Jose, and we want to become a national brand that when people are looking at, wow their clients, they know to book it with the lip smacking company, because the way that we do it, we accommodate very large groups. We elevate the typical food tour that most people are accustomed to if they've ever taken one in the past. So that's a big part for us, as well as just developing new experiences for people to try different restaurants as they open. We want to be right there to showcase them.
What about the vegan scene? A lot of vegetarian, vegan restaurants. Are there any? Is that really becoming popular like everywhere else?
It is. There's a lot more that have opened over the past couple of years. We don't have a vegan-specific tour, but all of our tours can accommodate vegan guests. The chef will do a custom menu. One of our lip-smacking tours, the one over at Resorts World, does feature a restaurant that opened a couple months ago. It's all plant-based, vegan fine dining. It's called Crossroads. You may have heard of it because they just opened up the second location in Calabasas, California.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we've had, we're in Seattle. We went to a place, West Keys, Florida.
West Palm Beach.
Palm Beach, Florida. And oh my goodness,
They're from Canada.
From Toronto.
Yeah.
And the food was, it was as good as anything we had. And, that whole vegetarian scene's really come up in the world. I mean, 5 years ago it was awful. It's like low carb stuff was terrible. Now there's some really great stuff out there.
Yeah, the plant-based is such a huge movement. Plus, like we're all trying to eat healthier. So, it seems like that's something that, is actually growing more than, it's decreasing.
Right. Now, people come up to you with an idea to do a party, a large party, let's say. Is that something that you customize it for people's wants, their needs?
We can, but seeing how we do this every single day, we really have figured out the right formula. What type of dishes guests like, and you don't want it to be too far where you're walking. It's not endurance exercise. But we do custom. Like we did a recently for somebody who just graduated pastry school, an all dessert tour for them where we had the pastry chef come out and explain their recipes at each of the stops.
Oh, wow.
So we have done some fun stuff like that where people have specific requests, and as long as we can do it to the caliber where we like to put our name behind it, we're happy to do so.
Right. Wow, that's amazing. Up until the pandemic, I was doing something called the Grub Club. Not Grubhub, Grub Club. They stole it from me. But basically, it was listeners, radio listeners, and viewers from TV. And we'd have anywhere from, 47 to 117, I think was our most. And basically, we'd go to different restaurants, and it would be a prearranged dinner, anywhere from, 6 to 8 entrees, tax tip, and a non-alcoholic beverage for a fixed price, like $60, $70, something very inexpensive. But it's a whole experience of tasting to get into a restaurant. So tours like yours, I'm just really into because it's so important to try new foods. And a lot of people, they're stuck. They don't want to be burned. They've gone some places that aren't that good. So they just kind of go to the same places. I know people that even go to McDonald's and Norm's and all that stuff, always over and over. So I think a company like yours is really great, does a great service, especially if you're interested in in foods. And if you're going to travel to different countries, different cities, that's the first thing you want to know is where to eat. And I think that's a great thing. So,
well, plus these tours give you an orientation about the city, right? They give you a little bit of history about the city,
right.
And what you're looking at and where you're going. So it kind of gives you an idea of the lay of the land.
It's like taking a tour of the city.
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
So cool. So it's called Lip Smacking Foodie Tours. The website, real simple name, lipsmackingfoodietours.com. And go on there. It's got all the information. If you want to call, you can. But they'll get back to you right away. And I've heard nothing but good things about it. And I just really appreciate you. I appreciate your passion. You worked in the industry, and you just kind of said enough is enough. I want to show people the same restaurants that I love. And I think you're doing a great job. And now, how long has your company been around? I forgot.
8 years, he said.
Coming up on 8 years,
Wow, that's amazing. So, well, continued success. And we plan on being there for sure for the International Pizza Expo. But I'll definitely give you a call. I'd love to meet with you. And just continue success and happy eating.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Appreciate you both and look forward to meeting you.
Oh, no problem. Anything else you want to leave us with?
Just come join us. And, our goal is not just to showcase you the amazing restaurants, but really to make your visit to Las Vegas the highlight. Let you go back with something that you'll never forget. We really are making it special for our guests. The restaurant partners we work with are top-notch. Our tour guides are absolutely amazing. Once people take one of ours, they're pretty much hooked. Every time they come back and visit, they want to try another one. And that's where passion comes in for us, is because, there's so many things to do in Vegas, and to be able to affect people where, we've had literally people come to Vegas specifically because they heard about how great our tour is and they wanted to check it out. So that means so much to us, and I appreciate you helping us out, get the word out throughout your audience.
Are most of your people tourists, or do you have locals too that always go with you guys?
Most are tourists, but we do get locals, especially when they have friends and family in from out of town. They don't have to play tour guide. They could just hop along with them. And before you know it, they feel like a tourist in their own city because we're showing them things that maybe they didn't know about on their own. And they discover restaurants maybe they didn't frequent because whether it's a cost, the restaurants we visit can be very expensive.
Yeah.
Right.
So it could be intimidating. Make
Right.
sure you get you want to enjoy it if you're paying for it.
Yeah.
Right.
So we do get locals from time to time.
Oh, cool. One last question. About how many restaurants are there in Vegas? You know offhand?
I don't, but for example, Resorts World, that new hotel I was mentioning, they have over 40 just in the hotel.
Holy moly.
40? Oh, my goodness.
Well, I guess we should visit that because we drove right by it, didn't we? Several
Well, it
times.
was just opening up when we did. Yeah.
Yeah, so it looked amazing on the outside, so we didn't get to explore inside, so we can't wait.
I can't
Oh.
wait. So
Yep, definitely look you guys up.
great. Well, Donald, thank you so much for joining us, and I really appreciate your time. And again, Lip Smacking Foodie Tours and .com, and it's definitely we're going to be doing that, and we'll be talking about it on the radio after we experience it. So, Donald, thank you so much, and happy eating, and be well.
Thank you. You as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow. You know, it sounds like he really cared. He's having fun. It sounds like, and I talked to him many times off the air before we did the interview today, just to know him a little better. And very, very nice, very accommodating, and you know, wasn't. I've talked to other tour guides who are kind of pretentious and everything, and but he's got definitely experience. He's working in restaurants. They. That's where they go. Usually when they want to eat, they go somewhere else. They go to different restaurants, and especially the Esther's is the one that we heard so much about.
Well, and also, like if you want to stay on the strip and try some of the like famous restaurants, quote unquote, in all these beautiful resorts, right? Properties.
Which got its place.
Yeah, and it's really intimidating because you don't know how to navigate that. And if you reserve it, it's hard to find the reservation because I've tried. And then in order to get a reservation, you don't know what they're maybe like. You can see a menu online, but sometimes market value or whatever. This way, it's a no-brainer, right? You buy this tour, the price, so it's like it's already calculated into it. You're not walking in blindly, not knowing how much you're going to order, and you get to taste the best of the menu. I think it's best of all worlds, and you have to think about it. You just follow along. I mean, that's the best kind of tour, I think, when you're on vacation.
Right.
Is that no thinking and just enjoy yourself. So.
Right. No, that's amazing.
Yep.
And especially going to just the good places, and especially the hidden gem ones. That's the ones that we get excited with that, and I think most people will because all the big restaurants they advertise and everybody knows about them, but they don't know about these small ones.
Well, I like to explore both. I think there's a place and time and place for each one of those restaurants. I mean, there's times you don't feel like going on the strip. You want somewhere where it's quaint and more quiet and more local. So I mean, there's a time and place for everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, when we leave here, we've got to clean up, right?
Yep.
Chinese New Year.
Cleaning night.
Whoopee. Okay. Us Americans, when our New Year's we eat and drink and get married, we don't clean up. But we're not.
Nope.
Okay.
It's a cleaning night.
Okay. Well, the other half of me is Asian, so I've got to come to that. So, okay. So we're going to clean up now. So where do we start?
Start with the laundry.
Okay. And what else? That takes an hour, maybe.
Well, start dusting and putting everything away, organize everything so everything's put away.
Oh God.
There's a tree to be taken down. Hello.
Well, we will one day.
Yeah.
What about now towels? Is there a certain? We have more fights over folding towels.
I'll fold the towels.
Oh, good.
You have no clue.
It's a towel for Dave and take. You put it in a closet. Who cares if it's not even?
When you do it,
Joe,
it's like
Joe, our engineer, listen and be honest. Do you fold your towels perfectly where every corner's got a match and everything, or do you just kind of do the best you can and then throw it in? Throw it in, okay.
See, every man is like, okay, who cares? But as a woman, it's like you want these things not to be lopsided and falling out every time you open
Why?
the cabinet.
You pick it up and put it back in.
No, because then it's a whole. Okay, you can't fit everything if you don't fold them. So there you go.
Yeah, but who's got the time to measure? You do it like you're like Sheldon of Big Bang Theory.
And
Well, that look I'm
that's a
getting.
bad thing.
Well, no, it's not. I guess so.
It's not a bad thing.
Okay, so we're gonna do laundry, fold towels, and what else? Vacuum.
Clean.
I vacuumed today, so that's good. Does that count?
Clean.
And just clean.
Clean.
And of course, I can't take a shower tomorrow because on the day of you don't clean up. So I guess.
No, you don't. Yeah, you don't wash the good luck away, right? You don't like first New Year. Fresh.
So being
fresh.
stinky is not good luck.
No. You clean the night before, so you take a shower before you go to bed.
So I
You
gotta
take a bath. So
Suppose I took one this morning. Does that mean tough? I got to take one again tonight.
Well, I don't know. It's up to you. But
Okay.
if you want to carry the dirty things over to New Year's, you more than welcome to.
Okay. Yeah. New Year. Now New Year's. How traditionally do you guys celebrate? I know you eat a lot.
Yeah, and then when I remember growing up, we always visited different friends or families, and they'll get together. It's always about food, right? Gatherings are always about food. So there's different types of
And
candies.
lots
and
of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, this time of year is, the New Year's, they have, Asian type candies and knickknacks and you can eat that you usually don't get on other times of the year. So it's kind of one of those things, dry fruits and, lotus seeds is sugared and, little coconut strips and
But
different things
isn't
like
it
that.
like a whole day, a whole of eating, a night of eating?
Well, I mean, yeah, that day is the New Year's, but it's a season, right? Just like Christmas, not just one day, and people celebrate all around it.
Okay.
So it's the same thing. So
But but that night, don't they eat a lot of it? A lot, like a whole day's worth?
usually
In one
everybody's
meal?
always eating.
Okay.
I remember we always ate.
And they
New
weigh
Year's.
100 pounds each, so that's
Well,
amazing.
not my problem.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
my that I can't identify with that. But
Okay, you're
anyways,
101. Sorry about
no.
that. So,
Yeah.
well, anyway, you should be looking forward to it, and maybe we'll go to another restaurant tomorrow. And I don't know of any around here in the Inland Empire that have any special dinners.
No, I don't think so. I think there's a lot of things going around. I mean, like I turned on the TV, it says like downtown Disney is doing something. There's all kinds of places.
Morongo is doing something.
Yeah, they're doing all kinds of
The dragon dances.
yeah,
and-
little Lunar New Year events. So look, I think Google online is the best way to find
Yeah.
out. What's around you.
At our house, we're not gonna have anything special. No. Okay, I get a look again. Okay,
Unless you decide to dance with the
Oh, like-
lion
like
head or something.
dragon?
I don't know.
I could do that. So, anyway, thanks for listening to Let's Sign Out Show. We're on every Saturday from 4 to 5 and on 106.5 FM and 106.5 at 10:50 a.m. and 106.5 FM. Whew, the stations that leave no listeners behind. We have the poster right behind me. I got to cross one of them out because I keep missing. We had another station that they kind of combined with.
There's a sign in front of you too,
Oh,
by
that's
the way.
Come
Yeah,
on.
that's too easy
That's
because
too
it says
easy.
KCAA 10:50 a.m.
That leaves no listeners behind. Okay.
Okay, there
Okay.
you go.
That's why we need women in the world. So, okay. Anything else you want to talk about?
No.
For how many minutes we have left?
So wishing
1 minute.
everybody a happy Lunar New Year, and
Is there
I hope
a famous saying you say?
don't